Everyone, welcome back to Friday Crypto. My name is Chase. Today we're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to do a little bit of a deeper dive. We're going to look at the weekly charts, the 5-day charts, the Gaussian channel, the moving averages, all that good stuff, indicators, oscillators, Oompa Loompas, maybe not. We're going to look at everything today. So if you like the video today, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Twitter, Telegram if you want more content than what you see on here on YouTube. So let's get going. The weekly chart to start us off with. You want to start with the big picture, then we can zoom in and see what's going on the day-to-day. But so what do we have here? Let's explain my Picasso drawings. So we have a potential forming ascending triangle here. So on the daily, it looks a little bit better, but on the weekly, why are we starting off on the weekly? Well, the weekly looks like we could get a little bit more bullish if we could start closing above 43K. So why that? Well, we're pretty close right now. So we have a little bit more to do. If we could somehow manage to close this weekly candle up here, you can see we haven't done that in quite some time. And looking at this yellow line here, this horizontal one, not the other 47 that are on here, but this yellow one right here around that 43K level, you can see that was support and we broke it, flipped to resistance. And so if we get back above that on the weekly scale, you might see this green box here. So this is our, we'll call it a little bit more bullish box. And this will become more evident again on the daily chart when we zoom in. But we have another obstacle ahead of us, the 21-week EMA. Historically, you want to be above that in prices if you want to get those bigger moves. So that's our biggest line in the sand on crypto, on Bitcoin, is overtaking, closing above that 21-week EMA. Currently just north of 44K. So all eyes on that. And now back to this green box here. So you can see around 46K tends to be the explosive move, I would say, happens after that. On the daily, the weekly, whatever chart you want to look at, if we can start closing above 46K, you could start seeing some fireworks here. Until then, you know, all bets are off, and I would say it's kind of just going to be up and down, sideways chop. 46K is kind of the level, and that becomes more apparent on the daily, which we're going to look at now. But this weekly scale, if we can, you know, close above 46, 47K, get above this box, that would also take out basically all of 2022 highs, right? So that would be a big step, the biggest step. Okay, so now let's go look at same chart on the daily scale and zoom out a little bit. Okay, so now we can see this ascending triangle potentially forming, and this yellow line that we looked at on the weekly doesn't really have any variance here, right? So let's get rid of it. On the daily chart, it's really the line in the sand is up a little bit higher, right? So it's kind of these local tops here, right? You could say even 44.6, 45K, we'll call it that, and then a breakout again above this box. You can see we haven't had any closes until since we've held it as support. We flip support, it becomes resistance. We broke it, came back, retest, fell down, came back, retest, fell down, came back, retest. But what do you notice? Each time we're making higher lows. So this is a good potential sign. What we want to do to have this confirm as an ascending triangle is just a simple breakout. And a break, maybe not so simple, a very complex and difficult road, right? We've been trying to do this since basically all of 2022. And so if you start seeing a breakout here, that's a big sign. You want to breaking massive resistance, and I would say this is pretty massive resistance. Buying above here would be a pretty safe play. Why? Well, how do you know it's not going to come back down? You don't, but that is a good entry point because you can put your stop loss right here, right below these highs, because that's your support level. So a breakout of that, or it could be a false breakout, right? So you buy right above here, and if it comes back down, you have your stop loss here. So your risk reward ratio is off the charts, right? That's how you do it. That's how pro traders do it. And I would suggest, you know, not financial advice, but that's just my food for thought, my tip of the day. Either way, I'm going to eat some hay. I'll stop. Okay, five days. Let's go look at why are we going to do 5 days. Well, it's because we have our Gaussian channel. So we like to look at the Gaussian channel because it tells things. It tells stuff. So let's zoom in here. Case in point, the bottom of the 5-day Gaussian channel. Look how much we've held this. So the last video, I think I talked about Bitcoin. We were kind of right at the bottom. And I said, we'll see if we end up closing. So far, so good. Now we're back up here. And you might wonder why these are all looking reddish, right? It's because the bottom, see this middle Gaussian channel? This bottom section is a little bit more bearish than being in the top section. Once you start getting up in the top section here, see this, you could think top section and bottom section. So you can see how they start turning more green up here. That's why. So in case you're wondering, there you go. So these lines will act as support and resistance. So as you can see that, right? If we our next odds are at least testing somewhere near the top. So you might notice this level is also kind of coinciding with that 47K level of resistance. So this will be huge. If Bitcoin overtakes, again, 47K, there are some big things happening, and the bears might start getting caught off guard here if this starts to occur. So we would turn bullish on the 5-day Gaussian channel. We would turn bullish because we overtook the weekly 21-week EMA. We would have taken out the massive resistance at the 46K level, and just big things would start to happen. But these are all big ifs, and don't get too excited until it occurs. When it occurs, then, toot your kazoo. So what else do we got? I don't know. How about we look at the daily? The daily Gaussian channel is still red. When could it turn green? Well, it could be very soon, right? We're making our way up here. Why don't I use the daily Gaussian channel? Well, because it has way too many fake outs, right? It turns red, turns green, goes up and down. The 5 days is the secret sauce because it is. I deemed it so. So we want to wait for this to turn green, and then we can maybe start moving here again. So remember that 43K level, which we're close to, could potentially see us turn a little bit more in favor of the bulls, and then the big bulls come out to play at 47K. So when that happens, this would turn green. They could potentially turn green still this week, so we'll keep an eye on this. The daily Gaussian channel turning green hasn't happened in all of 2022, right? So even going back, it's been a while. So this will be maybe another step in the right direction. We will see if that happens this week. That'll be a good thing. So let's how about some indicators? As promised. How about the daily? Well, the daily, we're starting to coil up here. Looks like we're coming to a decision point here, right? You see what I'm seeing. And the daily is not as big as the weekly, which we'll look at in just a moment. But you can see this is even from back here, January, right? We'll see which way this ends up breaking out. Obviously, we would want to see a top line break, and then again more bullish. So let's go look at the weekly and see what that looks like. Okay, let's remove the random lines. Okay, so on the weekly chart, the RSI is important right around this 53, 56 level. It's kind of the fence for the bears and bulls, as we've talked about before, and not just for the past few weeks, few months. It's going all the way back here, right? You can see this going all the way back to, look at we're 2015 now, right? We've looked at this many times. Bull market up here, bear markets down here, bearish down here, bullish up here, right? You're catching a drift here. Look at the line, right? It's kind of right there. The farm has separated the bulls and the bears with a tiny green box. Okay, so that's where we want to be looking for on the weekly RSI. Get above 56, and we don't even have to get there. 50, 54, 55. It's time to start paying attention if we do that. This could we have already bottomed? Potentially, yes, right? This could be the bottom on the RSI for hopefully the foreseeable future. Now look at the bigger picture as well. Going back to 2018, there's our low on the RSI. 2020, there's a higher low on the RSI. And yeah, you could argue that we kind of took this out. So maybe a little stutter step, maybe a higher low on the macro scale, but so we'll have to see how this ends up playing out. But make no mistake, if you see the RSI on the weekly above 55, it's time to pay attention, because we could be on the verge of a massive bullish reversal to the upside, just based on the charts alone. And if you have to trust anything, I would trust the charts. So weekly stochastic. What is the stochastic? That's your momentum. So our momentum's picking up. That's what we want to see. We talked about this, many videos before too. We could have mirrored something like this and stayed down here for a long time. We could come back down here. However, right now it's looking very bullish, right? We came in here and we looked like we were going to crash, and then a bounce, more momentum, weekly, not just the 15-minute chart, weekly momentum. So keep that in mind, that we have momentum on our side picking up. The daily, we just had a cross back up again with this move today. Bitcoin's up almost 10% now, as of recording right now. So we'll see this. If this continues up, the weekly continues up, and you start seeing us up in here, Bitcoin can do some special Bitcoin things. Okay, so just things to be watching for. And one of the most underrated indicators in my book is the ADX and DI. So on the weekly, it tells big information. So the bulls and bears, right? Bears in the red, bulls in the green, and your ADX is kind of your average directional index. ADX, average direct. Okay, picking up on that? So right now we're just kind of shooting sideways. Surprising, right? Not at all, right? We've been chopping up and down. This is why. If you see the ADX start moving up and the bulls have a cross, right? This is what you want to see. You want this to happen. Remember how great October was? It doesn't take much. ADX and DI, weekly cross to the bulls. October exploded. If we get that again, and the next, maybe it takes a couple more weeks, right? Likely does. But hey, if Bitcoin's at 45, 46K, 47K, I would highly suspect we're getting a cross. If we get a weekly bullish cross, green crosses up, ADX starts moving up, I would say our odds greatly increase of the bottoming in, and we're getting ready to start another leg up. So you can take with that information what you will, but that's what I'm watching. Hello, how about daily? We're getting ready to cross potential bullish, maybe even today, close. We'll have to watch this. The daily, right? Look at the ADX, still sideways for a long time. We tried to cross, but this is not the cross you want to see, right? See how weak that is? Almost sideways. You want to see a cross like this, and then the red to come down, and you want separation, and then continue that up. The ADX follows up. This is exactly what you'd want to see for a Bitcoin breakout to the upside, right? We haven't had, it's been a hot minute. Look at October. This is ideal, right? You just talked about this. October, cross, separation, ADX curls up. Excellent signs to be watching. So that's my Bitcoin video on the day. Let's take a look at the fear and greed index. We're at 22. We're still in extreme fear, the longest we've ever been down here. Yeah, so we can last, nobody knows how long, because we're in kind of record territory here, right? But I have a feeling that today we'll probably have another little spike. So what we want to be looking for is to kind of take out these 50, I think 54 is our highest right here. Yep, 54. So if we take that out, then, things are starting to happen that haven't happened in a significant amount of time since November, right? So that would be kind of what I'm watching for on the fear and greed index. Let's see the quote of the day. Respect is what we owe, love what we give, by Philip James Bailey. Car of the day, Corvette C8 Z06. Not even out yet. Not even out yet. What's so special about this? A lot more carbon. A little bit faster than the new C8s you've seen probably out by now, if you're half a car person. But this one I saw in person last weekend. Pretty cool. Carbon fiber wheels are an option, which I've never seen on any car under $1 million. I mean, I don't think they exist. So this, to my knowledge, carbon fiber wheels and as an option for a car under 150K, I don't know any others. So pretty awesome. The carbon wheels in person are insane looking, and they got carbon all over the front. The diffusers, all this is carbon. Everything's carbon, so it's pretty cool looking. I think probably the best bang for your buck, bar none, for something under 150K to perform better, look better. I doubt you find it for a new car under 150K. I think that's where you got to go. You got to go the Z06 C8. Uh, America. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys. The Players Championship today, starting tomorrow, actually. I'm a big golfer and a car person. Cars and golf. That sums me up. And obviously now crypto. I have to add crypto in because I kind of do that. I dabble in crypto. All right, I'll see you on the next one. I've got nothing else. This is what you get. Now you're just listening to rambles again. Maybe I can find a picture of those Corvette carbon wheels I took a picture of. We can here. I can waste more of your time right now. Let me see if I find a picture real quick on my phone. Real quick or not so quick, huh? Took some pictures. I'm gonna hold it up to the screen, and there it is. I found it. So the real wheel. Let me see if I can. There you go. The real wheel. They're carbon wheels. You gotta trust. It doesn't come across. But look at the brakes. Yellow. Let me see if I got a picture. Yeah, there it is. Look, see, I was actually there. The Corvette had a full display of the Z06. Let's see if I got other pictures. There's the rear. Yeah. Not available yet, but I got to see one. It's insane looking in real person. Way better than the regular C8. The quad exhaust, carbon diffusers, everywhere. All right. Only car people are watching. Or people that like this hat. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.